Hey everyone, it is Tuesday. That means it's time for another episode of Taxidermy Tales. This is volume 4. So, we're going to go over my biggest rifle whitetail buck today. I am pretty stoked with him. I shot this guy in season 3. It was a heck of a week. We shot a lot of deer that week between myself, my brother, my good co-host, one of my best friends, Justin Medina from Arrowhead Outfitters out of New Mexico, came up to South Dakota as well and went hunting with us. And this guy it was actually like a spare leftover tag that I picked up, and I had a little section of land to hunt. And we went out that morning and we actually shot a Black Hills deer the day before. Justin filled his whitetail tag the morning before that, and so we were on a little bit of a roll. And we went out before light and got kind of in a spot, and we saw Justin spotted this guy in a field. And by the time we got up in the spot where we thought he was, where we could get a shot, he had actually moved off the property like 15 yards. And so we got up there, we glassed him. I actually was down on the bipods, had the scope on him, and I knew right away, I'm like, that's a big deer. And unfortunately, 15 yards, other side of the fence, can't shoot him. So we watched him for like 10-15 minutes, and he wasn't going anywhere. He was going to bed down in this little thicket. So it was a kind of foggy morning down in there. And so we backed out and we watched where he bedded down for like an hour from about a mile away. I'll give you a little flip around here and give you a nice look at him. Really cool buck. A lot of tine length, crazy main beams. Love how they flare up like that. Some extras, a little bit of extra on this side. Good length there, really good mass on the bases. He actually has a tine right here, several inches that was broken off as well. And he actually had a little back tine right here behind that's broken off as well. So he's a little busted. Really good deer. So we watched where he bedded down from a little ways away, about a mile, and then an hour later we saw him get up and was looking for a doe. He was nose to the ground. It was in, third week in November, and so we got set up in a different spot and we watched him run out into the middle of this section that I had permission to hunt on, and sat down in a big old thicket as well. There was a little bit of a creek bottom in there with some high grass and weeds. So me and Justin and Matthew maneuvered in there around some hay bales, and we sat for 4 hours where we thought this guy sat down. And Justin actually we stayed put. Justin moved around in a couple different spots and tried glassing to see if he could pick up some antlers in the thick bush, but couldn't really see him where we thought he was bedded down. We were just hoping he was still in there. Justin actually hiked back to the pickup to get us some food for lunch and came back. The time he got back, we ate a little bit, and all of a sudden we saw some antler moving in the brush, and it happened so fast. It was about 4.5 hours later, and he came out to move to his next spot. We were already set up waiting for him, hoping this would happen, and we had a nice 200-yard shot. Literally just threw the gun up on him. I was set up on bipods, pulled the trigger, and just dropped him. We knew he was a stud of a buck. We got up on him, had no idea he was a buck of this caliber. So still feel really lucky about that. Had one of my best friends with me, Justin, obviously Matthew behind the camera. So it was a special hunt. Then my dad helped me build this sweet pedestal out of cedars that we actually cut down out of our property, off of some land that Dad has. So we cut that down, made that top, used cedar bases, cut them up, finished it all up, made a cool base. We actually have another whitetail over there with the same base. I'll get into that one later. Really beautiful mount. It's done really well. Great detail on the shoulders. Ralph Tushin did the taxidermy. Tushin's taxidermy on this mount turned out really good. Great detail. Really pleased with the fitting, everything. Beautiful mount. Really stoked with this one. couldn't be happier. So that's today's Taxidermy Tales. A fun story from season 3, I believe, is this guy came from. It's hard to keep them all straight sometimes with the exact years, but my biggest whitetail when it comes to score right there. So I'm pretty stoked to have him down in the man cave. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, you guys, of Taxidermy Tales. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.